Yo man, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Day0511, aka Ricky Raymond Jr. Now look, I gotta apologize again, man. I know I've been going for another extended period of time. I'm in college, man, so I gotta catch up on schoolwork, you know what I mean? I was slacking for a little bit, I had to catch back up, man. Can't let these grades slack. Almost to the end, I can see the finish line is right around the corner, so yeah, that's where I've been. So you know what I mean? Just let me slide this one time, but we should be good for this week, man. I should be able to start coming back. NBA season is starting to kick back around. We got a lot of topics to talk about. We got a lot of new videos upcoming, so make sure you guys go ahead and turn on that notification to the channel. Now look, before we hop into this video, I do want to say, if you guys are interested in joining a fantasy basketball league, I have one. We have 7 teams at the moment. The league closes at 12, not 12 o'clock, but at 12 teams. And our draft is next Saturday. So if you guys are interested in joining, man, I have the referral link down in the comment section. All you gotta do is click on it. It's free. I think it's gonna ask you to create an account. Create an account. You're in the league. Woo woo. You know what I mean? Like I said, draft is next Saturday, and I got a little incentive for y'all, but I'm not gonna say it just yet. You gotta wait. You gotta wait to see what it is, man. So yeah. Without further ado, let's hop into this video. Now, this is going to be a newer series called Better or Worse, is where we break down teams that are in the NBA, of course, and we're going to say, do we think they're going to have a better season or we're going to have a worse season? And for mine, this week at least, it's going to be the Atlanta Hawks, man. If you guys do know, I'm not a sucker for young teams, but I feel like I have a different perspective when I look at these teams. I feel like last year, for instance, Sacramento. I was high on Sacramento. I kept saying they was gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs. Everybody's like, dude, you're crazy. They're not making the playoffs. I was wrong on them not making the playoffs, but how did they not get in the playoffs was like, I think I was maybe 2 games off. Like, they were 2 games behind for making the playoffs in the West. They were the 9th seed, right behind the Los Angeles Clippers, and it was a battle towards the end where you could kind of see it was like, oh well, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna get in? But they wound up losing some games towards the end. And they wound up not making the playoffs. Now, the Atlanta Hawks, man, last year finished with 29. They went 29-53 in the Eastern Conference. That wound up placing them 12th in the East last year. And on the roster last year, they had notable mentions was Trae Young, John Collins, who I want you guys to remember that name, and Kent Bazemore. Now, throughout this offseason, man, if you guys have not watched basketball, I think that the Pelicans in the draft, I think the Pelicans had an A+, and they were like the top of the tier of drafting this year, especially for what that team needed. I think they were there, and I think a close second was the Atlanta Hawks. Like, Atlanta was like right there. You know what I mean? I mean, if you did not pay attention to what Atlanta did over the offseason, man, they made some incredible moves, and they made some moves for the future, and they also got some young key veterans on that team. This year, coming into this 2020-21 season, you're going to have well, actually it's going to be 2019-2020 season, but you're going to have a sophomore point guard, Trae Young. Like I said, if you guys did not see that video, I was high on Trae Young too for Rookie of the Year. If you guys didn't see, he was averaging like 22 and 13 in that second stretch of the season, man. And I mean, he was just lights out. He was shooting like 40% from the 3-point line and like 55 from field goal. Like, Trae Young was really looking good. He looked like an actual, a good point guard that can lead a franchise team. John Collins, man. You got sophomore point guard Trae Young, who's learning. Like I said, we've seen him starting to kind of develop towards at that end of the season. He's gonna be a sophomore this year, so he's kind of got that veteran status. Not veteran, but he's got experience under his belt this year, especially running against a lot of these point guards in the league. And understanding on how to play the game a lot better, getting your team involved, and how basically elevating yourself. John Collins only played 61 games last year. Now, I want you guys to remember this. The Atlanta Hawks went 29-53. Out of those games, John Collins only played 61 out of 82 games last season, which was 20 games that they missed. Atlanta Hawks with John Collins on the court won 25 out of those 29 games. So their record with him out there was 25-36. Now, Trae Young played 81 games last season. He only missed 1 game. But you got a guy like John Collins, man, who you can tell, like, if you don't know who John Collins is, man, that's somebody you need to look at. He's an offensive threat, basically. He does it all on offense. His defense can be shaky. His low post defense is not really there. He plays the forward position, but he kind of goes between the 4 and 5, and guy has crazy bounce, man. So like I said, if you guys do not know who John Collins is, I recommend you do your research on him, man. So you got John Collins, who's going to be coming into this next season. He's not a rookie. He's, you know, John Collins been in the league for maybe 3-4 years. Quote me if I'm wrong. I think this is actually his upcoming contract year, which makes him even, you know, have that drive even more to, okay, I want to play 80 games, or I want to play, you know, 75 plus games, you know, so I can, you know, because John Collins, he's lined up to get a max deal, man, especially with how Atlanta Hawks has built their roster. They picked up, they added Cam Reddish through the draft, 6'7", small forward. Well, we think he's 6'7". You know, if you guys been sleeping under a rock, the NBA now has said during training camp you gotta, you know, list your actual height. So Zion was listed 6'7" at Duke. So, but I think Cam's a solid 6'7". I think he is a legit 6'7". So you got Cam Newton coming out of Duke, 6'7", a true 3-and-D guy who could develop into one, you know, especially, like I said, he's being placed into a system to where he's just there to play defense and shoot at a forward position where he's going to get a lot of minutes due to the Atlanta Hawks kind of cleaning out that forward position this year, you know, by sending away Prince to not New York, but Brooklyn. You know, they kind of cleared out that position, added DeAndre Hunter, 6'8", another 3-and-D guy, shot 42% from the three-point line coming out of college. They also picked up Damian Jones from the Golden State Warriors, so now they have that interior threat, which you guys remember me mentioning, saying that John Collins' interior defense was a little shaky. Now you've got a guy like Damian Jones, man, who's going to be a great little, you know, get rebounds and basically block whoever comes in the paint type of guy. The Atlanta Hawks is still, they've always been high on Alex Len. I've never really been a fan of Alex Len, but Alex Len, he can, the Hawks have faith in him. Let's just keep it like that. The Hawks have faith in him, so I guess we should have faith in him. Also, coming off that bench this year, man, they also got Evan Turner from the Portland Trailblazers, man. They wound up acquiring Evan Turner. He kind of gives them that playmaking coming off the bench while Trae Young's maybe sitting down, or even, you know, maybe incorporate him in the lineup with Trae Young, having Trae Young playing off ball a little bit more, you know what I mean? You can stretch out the floor a little bit better with Trae Young having insane range. So you have that kind of, you know, you have Evan Turner out there who's going to be able to create plays, make for his teammates, you know, have that, because they don't really have another ball handler that's on the court that can do that right now. And I think having Evan Turner, who is another key veteran guy, you know what I mean, you're able to incorporate him into the lineup. You got Vince Carter. I don't really see Vince Carter playing a role this year. I think he's just there. You know, he's a great locker room guy. Also, you know, he makes history this year if he gets in a game. So, you know, I think that's kind of, you know what I mean, I think that's, I don't know what to say there, man. But look, projected, Vegas has them projected at 32.5 wins. I've got them at 40 wins this year. Now, I know that doesn't sound too appealing, but I want to put this into perspective for you guys. Last year in the Eastern Conference, 40-42 was the Detroit Pistons, who made the playoffs at the 8th seed. So I have got the Atlanta Hawks winning 40 games this year. Not saying that they can make the playoffs, but I don't see the East really getting any better. I know there's been a lot of movements out there, but the movements that, you know, was made through the East, it was either guys left from the East to go to the West, and the guys that did move in the Eastern Conference moved to teams that were already in playoff standings. So I think that we're going to see the Atlanta Hawks. I think Charlotte's out of the mix this year. Yeah, I definitely think Charlotte's out of the mix this year. I think that we might be able to see Miami Heat maybe go into that 7th seed, but I think that we got the Atlanta Hawks, Detroit Pistons, trying to think of another Eastern team that maybe could compete. Maybe Orlando. Another one we forget. Wait, no, never mind. We didn't forget that they're Western Conference. I was thinking something different, but yeah, you got Orlando. Maybe you got Orlando, the Hawks, the Pistons. I'm trying to think of maybe another team that's fighting for that 8th seed maybe this year. But yeah, I'm projecting them between that 8th and 10th seed, which I think will be spot on this year, man. Like I said, Vegas has them at 32.5 wins. I've got them at 40. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, man. Do you guys think that I am just crazy? Am I just riding this young wave? Because I like Trae Young, man. I do like Trae Young. I do think he's going to change the game. He is changing the game as of right now. But like I said, you know, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. You know what I mean? Voice your opinions. you tell me, hey man, I need to come back to YouTube. I mean, you know, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, let me know anything that you think down in the comment section. Let me know some teams that you think might be a sleeper in the Eastern Conference. Like I said, we got videos playing. The videos should start coming out more fluent this year, fluently, because like I said, the NBA season is starting to start up. Preseasons, games going on. You've got development news. You know what I mean? Everything. The NBA season is right around the corner, man. So, like I said, we should have videos coming out here shortly. And yeah, it's your boy Day0511. Oh, forgot. I'll probably include this down in the comment section, man. But shout out to my boy Fgg Anthony for making my thumbnails for me. He is my thumbnail editor for right now. So hopefully we'll be able to get these videos out more frequently, and also it, you know, saves a lot of time because I'm actually able just to sit down, record, and then I can send him whatever I'm doing, and he can do the thumbnails for me. You know, make my thumbnails look better than what I was doing. So yeah. Big shout out to him, man. If any of you guys are interested, make sure you guys go check out his YouTube channel, man. He does a lot of gaming videos, and he does a lot of GF thumbnails. You know, just basically a chill guy, man. So yeah, make sure y'all go check him out. Subscribe, tell him all Day 0511 sent you, and yeah, it's your boy Day 0511. I'm out.